Say all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom to the elders and apostles, of James who were well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. I wanted to get into two things today: the tax hikes, which you knew was coming, because he never gives without taking, and this test and trace. We're going to start with the test and trace
first. Testing and tracing must become a new way of life. If you have symptoms, you need to get a test immediately. Do not leave home for any other reason. If you test positive, NHS Test and Trace will contact you to trace people you might have infected. If you're told you've been exposed to an infected person, you must self-isolate for 14 days. Play your part in testing and tracing so we can safely return to a more normal life.
To a more normal life. Not too normal life, to a more...
Control the virus.
Normal life.
Save lives.
Now, they're basically test and trace. They're basically telling you, we want to trace you. We want to know everywhere you're going. And in the Metro today, I'm going to read from the article because I picked it up. Let's see if this will... 48,000 contacts are lost without trace. Up to 48,000 people exposed to coronavirus may have been unwittingly spreading it around the country when they should have been self-isolating following a computer error involving the government's shambolic contact tracing system. The debacle has been blamed on an Excel spreadsheet reaching capacity and failing to update. He's doing his technology. It meant that 50,841 positive cases recorded between September 25th and October 2nd were not added to official figures until the weekend, and 48,000 people who had been in close contact with the infected individuals were neither informed nor told to self-isolate. By yesterday morning, 49% had still not been contacted. The revelation comes after Boris Johnson the clown told MPs on May 20th that Britain would have a world-beaten test, track and trace operation in place by June the 1st, and on Sunday, 2 days after the government became aware of the problem, he declared the system was really very, very good indeed. Really. It prompted calls for an apology from Health Secretary Matt Hancock. Oh, what a name. And the sacking of Test and Trace boss Baroness Dido Harden. Well, I'm gonna leave it there. So, do you see this here? And today's COVID numbers are. I'm sorry, a wise man seldom laugh, but this stuff is too funny, man. It's like they're playing the friggin' lottery with people's lives. It's the same thing here. Half of 16,000 missing cases traced since glitch discovered. These people are a joke, man. And these people will talk about how let's go to this first, because that's one section of the news, and then this, because they gave you all these so-called, what's it called, these tax rebates where what was the word? There was a technical word for furlough. That's it. They gave all these people furlough, where they gave you money which you hadn't earned for staying at home. While somebody like me, whose classes are quote-unquote key workers, still had to work. Y'all was sitting at home getting free money. And I ain't hating. A hustle's a hustle. Top economists have warned that the UK will likely face substantial tax increases in the coming years as the government seeks to pay for the cost of its COVID-19 response and public services. Leading economists told Parliament's Treasury Select Committee on Tuesday that tax rises were likely, although they said increases will not likely happen for a few years. Paul Johnson, a director of the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, think tank, said it was probably true taxes would have to rise. Now, we all know this was coming, because if you look at if you look at Ecclesiasticus, what chapter is this? Chapter 20, verse 14. Let's start at verse 14. The gift of a fool shall do thee no good when thou hast it. So he gave you all this free money. It didn't really do you any good because you couldn't go anywhere with it. You couldn't really spend it on anything. because you was locked down. Neither yet of the envious for his necessity, for he looketh to receive many things for one. So he gave you that free money, and what did he want in return? He wanted you to basically be a robot that just follows, his every lead, where he's telling you to stay at home, to basically snitch on each other, and to not have much of a life after he's already taken what little life there was left to have in a society like this. He giveth little and upbraideth much. Upbraideth means to scorn, so he gives you a little, but then he's always telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. The people aren't following the test and trace. We're evil and we're criminals, especially because he's targeting Jake, saying Jake is not following COVID protocol. He openeth his mouth like a crier. Today he lendeth, and tomorrow he will ask it again. Such an one is to be hated of Yahweh and man. So he's giving you, all this furlough and all this free money, but then he's gonna ask for it again tomorrow. And we all know 1,000 years is as a day to the Lord. So in the next couple of years, it's a couple seconds to the Lord, man. You know what I mean? Or a couple minutes, however it works out. He asks, he gives, and then he asks for it back. And this is how Esau is. He's a base man. And if you look at his Ecclesiasticus 21:8, sorry, I'm reading out of Ecclesiasticus, so I'm gonna be pulling scriptures out of that today. He that buildeth his house with other man's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. So he's gone around the world stealing from people, and these places that he's stolen people from and stolen the land, these same places are gonna be the place where he, his line comes to an end. This man is finished. Let's see here. But one more final scripture. Here's just a quick lesson. Ecclesiasticus 21:27. When the ungodly curseth Satan, he curseth his own soul. So when he's talking about, this is bad, we need to do better, the government, we need to put people who respect the working man's everyday struggle, and he's cursing all these so-called evil, but he's really cursing himself. When they cursing all the evil things that's really happening, they're really cursing themselves, because they're the same people who make these things happen. I mean, you can clearly see that everything he's done is really, it's like he gives with his right and he takes with his left. You know what I mean? Kind of like I'm not gonna get into that, but a lot of people do this thing where they'll act like they're doing you a favor only to turn around and stab you in the back. Like I had somebody tell me to be careful of somebody, and they were asking me to do something I'm not really supposed to do at work. And what they did, even after telling me to be careful of other people, they phoned the boss and they gave the phone to me. Because I said I'm not doing it. So they basically snitched on me after telling me to be careful with other people. And this is how Esau is. You know what I mean? He'll tell you to be careful of this and that, but the person you really should be careful of is him. I'm gonna leave off with that. Just a quick update on the debacle that is the UK contact trace system and this tax joke, man. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well.